Hello everybody, it's the Grubbeteer and I am back again with another Steven Universe vlog, and today's episode is the new Crystal Gems. And in this episode, continuing the events of the Steven Bomb, of the Human Zoo ordeal, when Connie and Lapis and Peridot were left to protect the Earth because the Crystal Gems were gone, they made up a team themselves, comprised of them and the pumpkin from the Gem Harvest episode, in which each of the four people I just mentioned, or I guess 3 kids and a pumpkin, act as a member of the Crystal Gems. Sorry, brain's been moving slow today. It's a cartoons versus cancer day. I got other things to think about. So 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, by the way. Be there. It's in 20 minutes. Be there. So they take on the roles of certain members of the Gems. Peridot wants to be Garnet. Amethyst wants to be Lapis wants to play Amethyst, and Connie wants to be Steven, and I guess that leaves Pumpkin to be Pearl, and they put a little cone on him. And they pretty much just do gem-like activities, I guess. They, make sure that everything's going right in Peach City, and when they hear a problem going on at Greg's car wash, they find out that it's little old Buck Dewey, and he's there with his dad's car, and it's all messed up. So, using their Magneto powers and their water-bending powers, Peridot and Amethyst, so to say, I guess it is Lapis. Should I refer to them as their real names or who they're pretending to be? It's weird. They clean the car, and it's all fine and dandy, and they make a spectacle out of it with their magic powers. And so when word gets out about that, everybody's coming to have their car done, and it kind of goes to the Gems' heads, and they start to try to show off a little bit, but when that eventually ends up ruining not only Yellowtail's car, but the elephant It's a Wash sign, then Connie's got to put a halt on things, but even then, tensions are still high, and the Crystal Gems, the new Crystal Gems, it's weird to throw these names back and forth. The new Crystal Gems come up with a plan to change identities and be someone else, because, Peridot's not good at being Garnet, and maybe Lapis should be Garnet and all that. And Connie says that it doesn't matter that they should try to be like other people, they should try to be themselves and see how that goes, see how they themselves could do a problem instead of trying to do it like somebody else would. And what do you know? When they actually try things that way, things work out just dandy. Well, actually, we don't see them try things out that way, but everybody's fine in the end. So it's a nice, inspiring speech. And in the end, they replace the elephant sign with this nice new neon sign that the new Crystal Gems made, and everybody's happy and hand-holding. And for an episode with the premise like this, there is so much you could do. The other gems pretending to be the actual Crystal Gems sounds like a great, hilarious, comedic opportunity that I wish was taken advantage of a little bit more. This episode isn't really as much of a comedy episode as it is a learn your lesson in the end episode. And yes, okay, that's Steven Universe is an American Western television show. Of course, it's got to have a moral at the end. Yeah, but I wish they took a little more advantage of the joke factor that could happen in this episode. I'd think you could still get the moral of this episode, the moral being a very, very good one about how you shouldn't try to copy what other people do and how they became successful. You should try what you think is right and see how that goes, which can be interpreted in a whole bunch of great ways that I just think is a great message and all that. But I think even if you did go the comedic route with this, you could still get it right. I mean, yeah, there's funny parts, but parts where Lapis and Peridot are fighting over control power. I mean, am I just a grumpy old man, or is that just is that funny to people? I mean, I'm not saying that I don't understand how this episode is funny. I do, but I wish that they took advantage more of such a funny scenario instead of mostly making it just learn your lesson in the end, and that's that. It is sort of a learn your lesson in the end story, and for what it is, which is what I'm judging it on, then I really do enjoy it. I do think it was done could be done a little bit better, but that brings in the factor of, do I judge these episodes on what they could be or what they are? And I do judge them on what they are, not what they could be. This episode could be Citizen Kane if it wanted to. And it's not, obviously. It's an episode of, Steven Universe. So I can't judge it for what it could be. I have to judge it for what it is. And for what it is, I think it's a very, very nice episode. I really do enjoy seeing the new Crystal Gems interact with Connie, which we haven't seen before. Wait. That light is just harkening back to the old days. Oh, God. No hope for humanity. Anyway, cool. That looks weird. Anyway, so yeah, I think it's an alright episode, as is. I really do enjoy, new character interactions, and when you see characters, interact with ones they haven't seen before, or ones they haven't talked to before. And I really do like just the premise. Like I said, I think the premise is really, really funny, even if I do think it could be done better. And like I said, the moral is very, very good in this episode. It's a problem that I'll admit I've struggled with before, of wanting to do something like somebody else does and not fully taking advantage of, well, that's not what I'm good at. I can do this well, and I should try that. So yeah, don't worry, I'm not going to be Hector Navarro anytime soon with Cartoons vs. Cancer. He's a cool guy. Go watch the Nick Animation podcast and tell him the Groppeteer sent you, and you'll have no idea what you're talking about. And overall, thought it was an alright episode. They did bring up one point that I'm going to be very interested to see how they curve around. If you remember, Greg and Steven got their ears pierced when they were in the zoo. Are they going to do anything with that? Is Steven going to have earrings forever? Or is he going to have, take them out and have, giant gauges? Or gouges? How do you say that? I do not care. But yeah, alright episode. Alright episode. I don't know what else to say. Next episode of Cartoons vs. Cancer is in 20 minutes, and I might be a little bit stressed about it, but don't worry about it. I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. Bye.